Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the live stream where we first review the watch list and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a phenomenal and relaxing and healthy weekend. Today is Monday. It's the 2nd of March, so the first trading day of March, and it's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means we're right on time. Finally, the last few days we were not on time. It was like 2-3 minutes behind schedule. We got another 15 minutes before the market opens at 9:30. We'll wrap up the trading day usually between 10:30 and 11. So typically this live stream should be around 90 minutes long. Check the video description below for some FAQs. I see you guys asking a lot of questions that are in there, so definitely check that out. Let's get started with the watch list, and good morning everyone again. I'm not gonna lie. There we are. I have my recording myself. So I ran the scanner this morning and I was like, whew, wow, there is a lot of stuff on our scanner. And usually when the market's not as hot as it is, we'll have about 18 stocks in the scanner. Right now we're showing 52, which is pretty insane. We're only gonna be trading probably no more than 2 of these stocks. We're going to be probably looking at several, but just, a lot of stuff going on today. And I also even added like 2 extra gappers from yesterday. I added ALT, DYNT, and IBIO, although IBIO was on the scanner, and I think ALT was as well. I would have to double check that, but yeah. So let's go through the top movers. So it's really easy to get carried away in some of these and be like, oh my God, everything that was trading, Friday we have to look at. And I do have all those that were trading on Friday. But sometimes I also like to see, what are those new gappers? What are those first green days? I try to keep an eye out for today. And to be honest, it wasn't as eventful as I was expecting. So a lot of these plays are still the old plays, which means a lot of them are quite overextended, and we just want to be a little bit more careful. The first one on our gap scanner watch list, IBIO, and this is one we traded on Friday as well. We had this really nice breakout trade from 2.5 all the way up to almost $3. This was a pretty sweet trade. That was about 19% profit, and then we almost got this bounce off of 1.5, but I was no longer trading. And I was kind of just watching that one. You probably remember that on the recap video if you guys watched it. So IBIO, let's go to the long-term chart. It's a great place to start, but it is gapping up here about 50%, and then had a nice little bounce off of 2.5, which I probably would have traded if I was looking right here at the time, to be honest. I love the 2.5 areas, the 1.5 areas, so I definitely would have traded that one. It is a USA biotech company. Float is undisclosed, but their shares outstanding are about 27 million. So you can see that here as well. Actually, I gotta say, the shares outstanding are different on TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade is showing 91, and Finviz is showing 26 million. I usually don't see a discrepancy between Finviz and TD Ameritrade, so I'm not even really sure which one I would rather go with. Sometimes I have noticed that Finviz is quite outdated because I believe it scrapes the information off of financial statements and whatnot. I'm not entirely sure where TD Ameritrade comes from, but I'm pretty sure that, if there's a spread between 91 million and then 26 million on 2 different providers, I'm sure the float is even less than the average of that. So the float isn't too bad. Market cap in the 65 millions, and now it's at 223 million. So big moves on IBIO, and I also want to be a little bit more cautious on it because it's going to be the 3rd big green day, or 3rd day in general. So 2 big green days in a row, potential 3rd big green day. So let's be very cautious here. When I was looking at it pre-market, I was thinking, okay, well, if it opens up, let's say around $3, I would like to see maybe a pullback to 2.5, but we already had that pullback to 2.5, and I typically don't like trading bounces twice, so I don't know if I'm going to be trading this one out of the gates. The shares are up. They had Friday news at 10:12 a.m. on Friday. IBIO shares soaring 174% on hopes for a China vaccine partnership. So they do have micro news, which is always really good. I see you guys streaming, coming in now. Good morning, Shane, Satoshi, John. Anestis. I hope I'm saying that right, Keith. Good to see you guys all back here. Yeah, I'm gonna check RTTR. I know Keith was pretty hot about RTTR, and I actually have that one highlighted as well. So I'm gonna give that one a quick gander. CPHI is the one to look at also. I'll go ahead and look at CPHI. I think it's on our watch list. Let me quickly double check. Yeah, I think I just saw it. Where was that? Well, it's just there. I was just on it again. Come on. Whatever. I'll just type it in here, and then it'll pop up CPHI. Well, since I already have it on the watch list, yeah. So let's talk about this one. So gapping up 153%, really nice. Was sub dollar, hit all the way to 145. And let's quickly check out some numbers on this one. CPHI, where did it go again? There it is. 25 million market cap, 43 million shares outstanding. Yesterday or Friday had a volume of 5.1 million, so not too much, which is nice. It might be not overly traded yet. Actually had a pretty big red day Friday. Float 22 million, so probably similar to IBIO. They do have news. They have China Pharma School Holdings launched a new product at 7 a.m. today. That's really, really good. Sometimes I like that news when it comes out a little bit later, so closer to 8 a.m. because then it wasn't as traded as much pre-market, and sometimes out of the gates you'll have those really nice gaps, but that's also not an exact science. So yeah, CPHI and IBIO. I kind of feel like CPHI might be more interesting out of the gate. So let's see what we do. Big support here, I would say at 0.55. And then again, right here at kind of 0.62 area. Let's see, some resistance probably up here, 0.8. And again, right here, just gonna mark some of these areas, some of these highs. Wow, that was a perfect touch off the former high of 1.45. We pulled all the way back to 1. Usually those whole numbers are great bounce areas. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys entered at 1.08. So let's see here. Yeah, I mean, of course, about an 8% bounce on that. Yeah, this could be a nice mover out of the gates. I'm not the biggest fan of the fact that it's not really holding above VWAP, but the pullback wasn't that. I don't know, 30% pullback actually is kind of strong. I don't know. I'd be a little bit cautious with CPHI out of the gates. I wouldn't be surprised if it tried to pull back to maybe mid 90s, so like 0.9 or something like that. You also have to remember CPHI is going to be a little tricky to trade on TD Ameritrade because of the decimal places. The spread on it on the order book is going to be massive. So just watch out. Sometimes it's really hard to navigate the order book quickly. I've yet to figure out how to correct the decimal place issue on TD Ameritrade. I'm gonna maybe write support again because I complained about it once. Basically, I'll quickly show you guys what the issue is. If I just wanted to buy right here, I'm going to get an error message, and it's going to say too many decimal places. We did not accept your order. The minimum price increment of this instrument is CPHI at 0.01 cents. This order will not be accepted. I have no idea why TD Ameritrade would even present you options that you can't trade. I think it's just a kind of glitch in the software because since it came from sub dollar, it's sub dollar, it's okay, it works. So like 0.9857. Now you could buy there, but you can't buy at 1.0541. So it's a bit annoying that that's even an issue. Trill, yeah, you know what? I was gonna look at Trill as well. Trill is on Sykes' list. Yeah, sometimes when Sykes buys a stock or something like that, it will just I'll see it spike as well. But I don't want to blame that. He just has a big following alone. But it's definitely something that I feel like is a bit more known. Thanks, Keith, for that shout out. We got another 6 minutes here. Let me take a look at, what was the first one? RTTR, and then I'll look at TRIL. And then I'm going to focus on what I want to be trading out of the gates. Right now, I'm a little bit undecided. TRIL, really nice little morning momentum here. Let's go to the long-term chart, and very quickly, it went all the way from 5 to 8.2, huge 58% move. Holding above VWAP really nicely. Second big green day. See if we just go back a little further here. $5, I would keep an eye out for $5. We've had many touches on this area, even like 527 is also something to consider. Zoom in a little bit more. This area is quite interesting as well. We had a fake out in this area and then a pull back to this area, always really important. So we could definitely see 675. Let's quickly check out what it looked like intraday again. Pre-market, who knows? I think we already hit this area. 7, some resistance, some support and resistance right here as well, and then again $10. Whoops. So yeah, we went to that 7.5 level and pulled back quite nicely. Went back to VWAP, bounced off of it, kind of consolidated towards the upside. Huge, huge, huge. It's going to open probably around 8. That's going to be a big open. What kind of catalyst do they have? On Friday, unaware of reason for move. Unaware of reason for move. Okay, well, that's kind of been the situation with almost every stock we've been trading. There's been not a lot of micro news. So just kind of the overall biotechs and drug companies and medical supplies companies are just absolutely ripping. TRIL. And then RTTR is quite interesting as well. With Trill, I wouldn't be surprised if it moved a little bit slower with that kind of amount of shares outstanding, that market cap. But let's see what happens. RTTR hit $1, pulled back a little bit, broke above the 180-day moving average with some really solid volume. That's always a good sign. Just going to zoom in a little bit here, identify some resistance potentially for it. Definitely in this one area that we kind of already topped out on. And again, in this area, 1.2, and then probably up here, 1.34. So yeah, some huge resistance there. But then, you know, if we can break through this area, there's a good chance we might really run on this one past 2. And then again, I just want to kind of 2.5. Kind of the whole numbers and the half dollars on RTTR seemed quite significant. I don't know if I'm going to be trading RTTR out of the gates. No specific news on the stock. VIR Biotech, let me check it out. Definitely over the price I typically look for. Not really gapping, kind of pulling back a little bit. 2 big red days. Going to watch out for this one. 40 seems like some key support, but I think if we can break 40, this thing might really pull back. I would say some big support, probably around the 24, 25 area. I don't know. We're definitely not going to be trading VIR today, just based on how it's looking at the moment. RTTR has a merger. Nestus, thanks for calling that out. How did I miss that news? When did that news come out? Or can you share a link or something? Thanks. Okay, so we got 30 seconds till the market opens. Calm and collected, guys. It's Monday. No need to rush anything. Let the trades come to us. Also, watch out. I'm still a little nervous if TOS is going to have some big issues this morning. So let's see what happens. Big volatility. And then really quickly, the S&P or SPY is pulling back a little bit. Yeah, all right. So here you see it open at 297. So kind of a bit of a break-even day. Here we go. I'm going to be looking at IBIO first, and then let's see what happens from there. Already a little glitchiness. Last week. Okay, cool. IBIO at $3 right now. CODX, one of the lead gappers with big volume. IBIO though, taking space. TRIL, big percentage winner. Again, I'm looking at this 2.59 area. This could be really interesting, but you want to be careful with those double taps on the bottom, big support. We're going to be trading without $1,300 position sizes. So if I wanted to trade IBIO, depends really where we find a support area. So like, let's say 2.7. We'll need about 500 shares. AIM looks strong out of the gate as well. AIM's been a big runner these last few days, 14%. I'm looking for everything with the most dollar volume. That's TRIL, APT, IBIO, and CODX. Definitely look like they're taking center stage at the moment. CPHI looking really interesting as well. Looked at 75% up. Had a nice little pullback into the 90s, something that we were talking about. 92 actually. Pulled back. Quite a strong bounce, 8% bounce from there. I wouldn't be surprised if it had maybe 1 or 2 more pullbacks before it started ripping up higher. That was a big sell volume right in the beginning. RTTR, similar setup, kind of pulling back a little bit here. Big support at 0.79 though. Really, really big. And we've already held from this area once. It's actually a really good thing to see. Kind of like what I'm seeing with RTTR the most so far. TRIL pulling back a little bit as well. Markets are all green. Even Bitcoin's 3% up. VIX is down. Today could be a slower day than expected. Well, compared to like just, Thursday and Friday. IBIO still pulling back a little bit. Big selling volume though on that first candle. I want to watch out with that. Let's see, 2.73, a lot of buyers. CODX as well, really interesting with that $63 million volume, just absolutely insane. Big crack momentum though, that high, big red candle, oof, I don't know, kind of sketchy. IBIO finding some support at 2.7. Still a lot of selling volume coming in. Everything's pulling back a little bit so far. No need to enter anything too early. TNXP curling up. Decent amount of dollar volume at 6. This one actually looks pretty good on the daily as well. Found some support at 1.3. TNXP is a big mover these last few days. No specific news on it today. That's fine. Still has huge potential, I would say. IBIO now at 2.65. Big buyers on TNXP. Big buyers. I like TNXP actually a lot. I think it's one of my favorite ones to look at right now. Still IBIO. 2.5 could be critical support in this area. I'm going to keep a close eye on TNXP at 1.3. Let's see how strong this pullback is. So far the bounce has held. 63, looks like we're doing maybe another pullback here. Just going to watch it. Still a lot of selling momentum. It's now 6 minutes since the market opened. A lot of selling volume with IBIO. 265 might crack though. I think we're getting ready for that first bounce. Probably should have been aggressive on that. I think this bounce was pretty predictable at 2.5, and it's kind of what I wanted to trade. CPHI halted. CPHI had a nice move higher. Breaking that one area. Found big support at the 1. So far, no trades from me yet. A little bit of a slow morning for me. I don't feel as hectic, which is good. Probably a 5-minute hold. We'll get unhalted at 39.44, so let's keep an eye out for that. Take Ray, that's a question that only you can answer based on your trading strategy, but I have found averaging down to losers, day trading can be dangerous. Swing trading is a whole different discussion. It's really something that you have to figure out yourself. Let's see here. A lot of the big names that have been running for a while are definitely pulling back a little bit. I want to be a little bit more careful. IBIO also having some issues in this area. Might have a secondary crack. I don't know. That bounce was not strong at all. Definitely. Let's watch out for this one. $2.5 is going to be big time support though. But again, we've already had one bounce off of this area. Remember I said that when the market opened, you have to be careful with those first time bounces or the secondary bounces. IBIO now pulling back 2.5. Really dangerous stuff here. Getting chipped away. I'd probably want to trade this one again as we get closer to maybe $2. Maybe even breaking $2. We'll see. CPHI and TNXP look really, really interesting near this $1 and then kind of breaking up higher here. I really like that. APDN. It's got definitely some upside potential. CPAH is about to be unhalted. Let's keep a close eye on it. If we wanted to trade this, I'd be looking for about 1,000 shares. Really nice open here. Big volume. Phew, absolutely ripping CPHI. Huge move. This might get halted again. Very aggressive move. Again, these are hard to get entries and exits on just because of that spread. I'm being a little bit more cautious. No trades yet for me. Plus, it's a Monday. 35. Big support there. Biggest volume candle so far. 5-minute chart pattern looks really clean. Big resistance at 45. Let's kind of give this one a little bit. This could easily get halted again going down. CPHI is going to attract a lot of new traders since it was just halted. Just keep an eye, remember that. $11 minutes now since the market opened. Still being a little bit more slow. Markets are pulling back a little bit as well. If we break that 1.4, which there's a good chance that we might, big news on this one, lead gapper. This thing could really, really run. Big 5 minutes of volume so far. IBIO had a nice bounce off at 2.5. DYNT below 2. APDN, yeah, I'm watching it. I think CPHI might just break out again any second. A bit of a slower mover though, APDN. But it has more dollar volume, which is good. Huge dip on AM. Just going to be watching CPHI just a little bit longer. I like the fact, I like everything about this one so far. This could have been a good dip buy at 1.2 for sure. Right above VWAP. I'm just a little bit sketched out about some of these small cats because they were getting halted going up and down so much on Thursday and Friday. We were having TOS issues, and I just wanted to be a little bit more calm today, kind of see how the market reacts first before I just jump into anything. I think the next 10 minutes we might have really good opportunities for some of these stocks kind of holding their opening price and then getting aggressive. CPHI trying to potentially break out higher here any moment. Looks like it's pulling back just a little bit again. Let's see if we can get a 5-minute setup on it. This first pullback was quite aggressive, 15%. $22 is building up some momentum here. Let's see if there's going to be a break of VWAP. Still looking for a 5-minute setup. In my opinion, that would be closer into the teens, 115 or something like that. Yeah, I know that feeling. It's a lot of technical stuff. Sapru. CPHI looks like it's kind of holding this area, but again, I would like a 5-minute setup, a little bit something a little bit more clear before I enter CPHI. It looks like VWAP is holding quite nicely though. Let's see what happens here. Could be pulling up any moment. IBIO is struggling a little bit at the 2.7. Nothing too aggressive for me yet. I'm still kind of sitting on the sidelines all morning. It's about 16 minutes since the market opened. The markets are all a bit positive, pulled back a little bit since the market opened, but overall looking pretty good. This could be CPHI, one of our lead gappers with a catalyst. Decent market cap, okay float. Nice little ABC pattern. Looks like it might be breaking out here 23. Let's see what happens. I probably won't be getting aggressive on it. I think I'm just going to be watching it. Some big resistance at a 1.4. Still just kind of watching this one. TNXP is kind of losing some of its momentum. CPHI building up some steam here. This could be a really solid breakout with CPHI. I feel a little bit more risk in this one. I don't know if I can get myself to trade it just because those pullbacks are really aggressive with CPHI. If we do have a pullback on this one, I think I would be going long though fairly quickly. But big chance I'll probably miss this breakout here if it does break out. A little bit more selling pressure again. Really not a big fan of that spread. CPHI. If I was in CPHI right now, I'd probably be crying. I'd be so nervous. I'd be like, oh, what is going on? We got the nice 15-minute EMA though coming up above it or below it. Looks like a really, really nice potential setup. I don't really like the 5-minute setup on this one though. That one's kind of holding me on edge a little bit. Everything else though looks quite good. Could be, it's kind of the perfect flag pattern in my honest opinion. I mean, if that doesn't scream flag, I don't know what does. We'll see again what happens here. IBIO VWAP test, good call. POAI, picking up from Keith. CPHI is still having some issues here. A little bit of a breakdown. Pulling back a little bit again. See if we can get an entry here near the 1.2. Nice little bit of an entry here. Now we're at 1.1. 14% pullback so far. These are really tough to trade with this decimal placement spread. Some buying pressure coming in at 1.3. Big buyers at 1.2. Still a lot of big buyers at 1.2, some sellers at 1.5 and 1.7. It is really, really tough to trade this one with this spread. I'm going to see if I can get out of this trade at 1.7. I probably should have went ahead and tried to get out of this trade a little earlier. All right, we closed this. No, we didn't. No, we did not. We did not close this trade. Still fully active in this trade. Okay, we closed this trade. It was about a 5% profit, maybe a little bit more, 5.5. Nothing too crazy. It is breaking back to the upside now. I was kind of thinking about, potentially holding this one longer for a real break back to the upside. But I've been in a lot of these situations where you have that first bounce and then you have, 2-3 more pullbacks, and I didn't really want to hold it. I knew that, 5% was a pretty solid, trade, or like Ross Cameron says, one of those basic trades. And sometimes all you need is just a, handful of basics. And that's why I traded CPHI. To me, it seemed like decent risk reward, 2 red candles, quick pullback, lead capper. First trade of the day. We definitely left quite a bit of money on the table. 5%. But still, a lot of risk. I also had a small position size on this one. Could have been way more aggressive with the position size. I don't know how I want to trade CPHI right now. I don't see a clean setup on it, but I'll put an alert if we break below, and I'll also put an alert if we break above. See what kind of goes on here. This could be a great secondary trade. It's 9:54 a.m. I want to think about potential second trade. What I like to do is look for stocks that are kind of holding some really nice areas. So let's go ahead and see if we can find something like that. Something that has potential to break above VWAP around 10 o'clock. TNXP pulling back, kind of pulled back, consolidate. I don't like that chart pattern. RTTR is sub dollar. I don't know if I'm going to be trading this one. Third big day in a row. kind of having some huge resistance, sub dollar. I don't know. I missed a lot of trading opportunities though with RTTR. So this could be a phenomenal pick. Also, higher low right in this area at 0.73. That's a good indicator. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert on this one. It is holding its open pretty well. This could be a phenomenal trade. Morning, Heiko. Nice to have you join the channel or join the stream. APDN is pulling back quite a bit. 5.5, guys, is a huge support zone. Did you say it was halted? Oh man, it was halted going down. What? That is just really tough. This thing's gonna open in about a minute. I kind of want to watch this. I'm getting a lot of pullback. CPHI is also forming a bit of a flag pattern here. I don't know how I feel about trading it. It's a bit choppy right now. No clear indication. CODX does not look too bad. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert, see if it breaks over 16. Right now, I wouldn't be trading it though. TRIL just absolutely falling off a cliff. IBIO's kind of been stuck at 2.7 this whole time. Decent bounce though off of the 2.5 area. Not as strong as the first bounce, but still a 15% bounce. Not too bad at all. Nice, Heiko. That sounds good. In the super chat. Yeah. We'll get you set up. Don't forget we have a call later today. 9:58, guys. Let's see what happens. This is where things get really interesting. CPHI pulled back to 112. This is why I was so cautious with this one. I would be right now back at break even. Looks like it's going to pull back again. I might even trade this one again, honestly. If we traded it, I would probably do a little bit more position size this time. Big opening volume, a lot of good volume on this, a lot of big green volume. Lead gapper with a catalyst. Beautiful price range. I just really don't like the spread on this one. I wish there was like an update button or something like that. Thanks, Tommy, for that shout out. Yeah, TNXP, I've been looking at that one quite a lot. I think that could be a phenomenal dip. I was kind of really hoping we'd be trading breakouts today, but so far, I'm not really seeing them. CPHI morning open would have been the perfect time. That's a 38% rally it had. I was not as attentive this morning as I should have been, but that's why I'm extra cautious on Mondays. You know, I know I just didn't trade for 2 days. I know I'm going to be a little bit sloppy. Plus, I know the markets are just absolutely ridiculously crazy. So sometimes being extra cautious is fine. You miss some big moves, but let's see. APDN bounced off the 5.5 pretty nice. PRPO creeping up. I'm going to check that one as well. This one's been occasionally on our watch list, never as the lead gapper. Yeah, for sure. This one's interesting. Not moving that fast. Long-term chart looks a little rough. 1.8 clear resistance. Let's see if we can break above that area. CPHI at 12. I don't really see CPHI pulling back that much more. I don't know. I could really see this thing starting to really break higher, getting ready for big moves to the upside. But right now it's a little bit choppy, not as clear as a chart. I must say though, 1.09, big time support, because that was a former breakout area, and kind of we're teetering on that area right now. So if this area holds and we start moving to the upside, and especially if we break VWAP, CPHI could be a big ticket. But for now, it's a bit of a gamble. Either you get in early for the VWAP breakout and maybe a continuation past 1.3 and 1.4, or you wait, see if it bounces off of 1. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. My hair's a little crazy though. Ugh. Where's my second coffee? That's what I need. Ooh. 1.1 getting chipped. Chippy bang bang. Here we go, still getting chipped. Oh, and it broke. Sellers took over 1.1, falling volume. Watch out, guys. This is going to get interesting here. Big sellers, 25K right there, 25,000 shares just went through. That was a big order. Still buyers though at 1.1. Keep defending that price area. Interesting. If 1.1 holds, I think CPHI might have a really nice reversal. Now we're already at 1.12, a little bit back and forth. This is a really tough one. I'd be freaking out right now. To me, it's no clear setup, but I think if 1.1 holds, CPHI could be really solid. I just feel like it might crack. I don't know. It's already had 3 bounces off this area based on the 5-minute chart. This is the biggest percentage gainer on our list. I think a lot of people are going to be watching it. Plus, it was a formerly halted. Plus, it has a catalyst. Floats a little high, but everything else is screaming that this wants to be traded. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at it. Jay, can you have a look at HTBX? Yeah, I'll definitely check that one out. HTBX. I'll already get it ready. Just kind of want to be, I want to watch this order 2 level a little bit more. 2.74. IBIO is a little stuck at this 2.7 area. Plus, it's the 3rd green day or 3rd big day in a row. I don't know. It might struggle a little bit. It could have a great reversal, though. Anything's possible. It's really annoying that my trades are not popping up in this chart. Big buyers just came in, a lot of orders. Why are they not popping up? Yeah, TOS has been having a lot of issues lately. $122, still a lot of buyers from many different exchanges. This is definitely not just one. Oh, look at those sellers just taking over. Woo! Oh my Lord. It makes me feel a little bit uneasy. The dip wasn't that strong though. Volume's still kind of fading a little bit, I would say. Selling pressure continues. IBIO at 2.6 again. TTNP, I'll check that one out as well. I just want to keep watching CPHI. I think another trade could pop up here. Sometimes around 10.10, 10.15 are really nice reversal zones, so I'm gonna kind of pay attention to this. I would kind of like to see CPHI break $1. I don't know if it will, but if it did, it could be a really interesting buy. HTBX. CPHI pulling back again. Hold on 1 second. Not too much volume though. Ah, there's our trade. Finally it popped up. AHPI is pulling back as well. A lot of stuff pulling back, guys. $15 though should be big support. I'm gonna definitely want to watch that one in a second. CGMP. Very disappointed on IBIO. Yeah, IBIO is a little shaky as well. I thought it was gonna have a bit bigger of a rip. Volume coming out in now with CPHI. This looks like a first little bounce in this area. I'm gonna go ahead and put another alert on this one. At or above, no, below. I wanna see this thing dip. I wanna see this thing. TT. NP. TNXP. Huge short squeeze. Oh yeah, TTNP looks really good. I love these stocks that just kind of move up like this. I like TTNP a lot. Good call on that one. TNXP. Whew, what a little pop back above VWAP. That's what we want to see. 1.3, big support coming in. Why did that pop happen? That's a really unusual thing though. Looks kind of good though. Looks really good. Selling volume coming in. A bit of a double top. TRIL not doing much. There's a lot of these T's that are really easy to mix up. TTNP though, just gonna keep a close eye on this one. I like that it's moving up. I don't know if it has a catalyst. Reverse split not too long ago. Big resistance here at 0.5. Don't like that. I don't like that it's a sub $1, but I do like a lot of other things about this one. Every time I see these things kind of crawling up here, it's usually ends up being a big explosion, but I'm gonna go ahead and create an alert at or above it. %20 move, that's a pretty nice move. HTBX, let me go HTBX, just throw it on the chart for a second. Sub $1 as well. What happened here? Why did it just randomly explode? 127%. So having a little bit of issues, recent reverse split. some resistance at 0.6, 0.8. Interesting stuff. Could pull back a little bit more. Not sure how I feel about it. I really want to trade something over $1. I don't want to really get into the pennies again. RTTR does look kind of good, but really slow momentum on it. TTN, here we go. CPHI pulling back below $1 or potentially pulling back below $1. Could be a really, really good crash on this one. This is a really aggressive sell-off with CPHI. I typically don't like when I see sell-offs this aggressive, so I'd be very careful if I was long this one. A lot of sellers piling in. Want to see if it dips below $1. I probably would consider buying it below $1. IBIO kind of still stuck. TTNP, let's go back to this one. Still moving up here. Really nice. Could be a big break from 43. TTNP. What is their float? I'm kind of curious. Let's see if we can get some float data on this one. I'm going to check Finviz quickly. Also does not show their float. TNXP has way more explosive potential, but honestly, TTNP chart pattern just looks really good. These things that just kind of crawl to the upside just means there's constantly people buying it. It's a little bit choppy, but it's not bad. US Biotech, do they have news or anything? I can't find anything about this company. Shares price down, disasters. 0.41, big time resistance, but it's getting chipped away. Boom, just broke 0.41. %5 move already. CPHI, big bounce off the $1. About a 10% bounce so far. Could have been a good trade. I didn't really feel that comfortable trading it just yet though. TTNP broke above 0.42. Gotta be alert here. Don't want to miss one of these moves. CPHI, really nice rally. I was not expecting that. Nice. Could be breaking above VWAP right here. Looks like TTNP is trying to break above 0.43. This thing could absolutely rip. Nice big volume coming in on this one. I was hoping we get that $1 crash, but it didn't happen. You want to be careful with these VWAP bounces around this time. A lot of times they just won't really come to fruition. This actually would be a really good entry right now. 7%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think CPHI is going to break above 1.7 after that performance just now. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I don't know. I feel like I've been in many of these situations where a ticker like CPHI will try to break above VWAP and it just absolutely doesn't. And then it's really easy just to kind of hold it too long. But, you know, big volume came in and the selling volume wasn't that strong. So it does look kind of tempting. That's really tough. TTNP broke 0.44. Big time volume coming in on this one. If we wanted to trade TTNP, we'd be looking about 2,600 shares. I don't think this move with TTNP is over just yet. Trading with extra 600 since it pulled back a little bit. Markets have been pulling back just a little bit as well. Still pulling back, kind of aggressive sell-off with TTNP. Four big volume candles. %, not the biggest move. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. What do you say? DXR. No, not really doing too much. A little over the price. We're looking at VISL. Could be good. I don't know, but not price pattern I'm looking for. VISL, interesting one here. Wins a $400,000 contract. Vislink. Surveillance for airborne surveillance video. Not a lot of volume, but interesting moves here. TNXP. Sorry, these T's are just freaking me out a little bit. Too many of them. Looking kind of good. Big volume break here. Then it had that pullback we were looking for, and then it's kind of been inching up this whole time. 5% already. Really good. If this thing starts building up some momentum here, I might want to get aggressive on it. Back to TTNP to 4, still pulling back a little bit. It's a tough one. This is really tough. I'm going to put alert here below. It's 10:20. Just keep an eye out for that. Critical time here. TRIL has a little bit of a rounded bottom. Could be bullish, but big resistance I see on this one. IBIO kind of just constantly pulling back. CPHI also having some issues. This VWAP area, I was kind of nervous about it. And yeah, you can see why. I'm not seeing that, one setup that is just blowing me away. So that's kind of keeping me on edge a little bit. VSTM. This one was on our watch list for some time. Yeah, right around $3 looks like really interesting spot. Big buyers kind of moving in on this one too. US biotech. Clinical development, new strategic direction to advance in clinical. They have some news, not new, but they have some. Float undisclosed. Where are all these floats? Why are they? I've never seen so many floats that are just hidden. It's freaking me out a little bit. 298 could be a big breakout spot right here on VSTM. Really interesting. I'm not sure why VSTM is not popping on our watch list. VSTM. Yep, there it is. $5.6 million volume, 224 million market cap, 74 million shares outstanding, although their shares outstanding on Finviz is 50 million. Trying to break out here from the 3. Based on the chart pattern, this actually looks really, really good. Potential $3 breakout. Mostly just buying volume on this one. That's a really good sign. Why do I feel so sketchy about it? 1 second. VSTM. Exercise. Okay, so they have exercise granted on them. Exercise prices around 2.42 at 4.8, 4.46. So there are warrants on VSTM, but also just generally a lot of buying volume. It's really impressive. Some more resistance coming in at $3. Really interesting. CPHI back at 118, 1.2. That's really, really interesting with CPHI. This could be a nice runner. But volume really fading. Hasn't really convinced me yet. This is kind of what I was hoping for on CPHI, right around this area. That would break above VWAP and have a little consolidation in this area. We almost saw it with this big volume coming in here. Big first green day. It's usually a great sign. TTNP below 0.3. Good thing we were a bit more cautious on it. Still not really being blown away by any potential setups. There's a lot of good setups, but it's tough. TTNP kind of doing a little bit of pulling back here. I don't think it's over. That was a big amount of selling volume. About 5% selling volume, that one candle. CPHI looks kind of interesting. Probably getting aggressive at the $1 just because the risk is fairly calculated in this area on CPHI. The risk reward is potentially really good. Would have been probably the ticket. I wanted to do it, but I was waiting for a dip into 0.97. That's the only reason I didn't do it. So yeah, that's a tough one. That was a really tough call. And yeah, so in hindsight, 2020, we'd be up 20-30%, but there's probably no way I would have held it this long. But really good bounce it had on this one. Dollar volume picking up as well. IBIO back at 2.5. This is a little bit of an unclear afternoon. IBIO is scaring me. Yeah, you guys have some funny comments on this. IBIO, huge dip. It is kind of inching away constantly. Who knows? It looks like I kind of snoozed on this one. There's probably a good chance it might pull back a little bit. Potential entry at maybe 1.17. Hindsight is easy. Yeah, hindsight's always 2020. GHSI. Sure, I'll take a quick gander. GHSI. Holding above VWAP, always a good sign. Oof, big red day the day before. 180-day moving average coming in. Big resistance above. I don't know if I would be trading GHSI. Plus, I really don't like trading sub dollars anyway. Could be interesting. Who knows? I mean, I don't know much about this company. Actually, I don't know anything about this company. Could be a phenomenal trade. I do like the fact the 5-minute chart looks pretty clean. Holding above VWAP, 15-minute EMA coming in right here. I don't know what the volume isn't really too much on this one, but yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Could be an interesting swing trade or something like that. But for day trading, I would leave that one alone. TNXP, guys, just absolutely building up some momentum here. This one looks pretty good too. CPHI back at 1.2. A lot of kind of consolidation, a little bit slow movers. This thing really pulled back a lot. We are in a little bit of an upward trend now though. Found a bottom here, made a higher low. Needs to break out from this area very soon though. TTNP pulling back again. I was pretty interested about trading potentially TTNP for a while, and then it just super pulled back. And then 0.35 though, I've been looking at for quite some time as a potential entry. It's a lot of shares we'd be looking at. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. Otherwise, I'll be wrapping up trading here pretty soon, maybe another 15 minutes or so. don't want to be entering any trade at about 11 o'clock. So maybe if we enter a trade really soon here, otherwise one trade for today. I could have been much more aggressive on a few plays, but CPHI back at 114. Somehow it was good that we were always cautious on this one. Oh, Max, TOS issues. TOS has been pretty stressful lately, huh? These VWAP bounces are very tough to play sometimes. If it's not quick, I almost always just start avoiding it. All right, OMX, have a good one. Oh, TNXP, here we go, breaking to the upside. Woo, quick pullback. Ay, ay, ay. Oh man, yeah, it's a tough one. You know, this 10:33 or something like 10:30 to 11 is a tough period to be trading. So you know, unless we see a really A+ setup, I don't know if I want to get super aggressive right now. IBIO back at 2.5. IBIO does not look healthy. I could have also ran the scanner for after the market opens, but I was already a little bit overwhelmed, and that's why I didn't run the scanner for that. Just a little FYI, in case you guys were wondering why I wasn't running the scanners. I just I already felt too many things on my charts, and thanks OMX, I appreciate that. OMX says hit the like on your exit on the way out. It's not a bad idea. It's a man with a plan. TT XP kind of building up a little bit of momentum here, but I kind of see a bit of a bear flag forming. I don't know about that. Not a lot of volume on the bounce either. You know how I feel about weak bounces. This bounce looks pretty weak, so for now, I'm still not going to be trading it. But if we see this pull back to maybe 0.35, I would probably like to be trading it. I'm not going to be trading much longer, so I might miss this move. So the 5-minute, we had a hammer candle, which is sometimes a really good indicator, but the bounce is weak, and I don't like that at all. I don't like that more. So an interesting day, you know, kind of started off a little bit strong. The markets were also up about 1.5, 1.6%, and the rest of the day, things just kind of started selling off and slowing down. Now the NASDAQ is only at 0.28%. VSTM, let's quickly check this one out again. Breaking out from $3. This one had a lot of potential. I really kind of felt like getting aggressive on VSTM would have been probably the ticket. I kind of slept through it though, which is a little unfortunate. We'd be up about 10 cents now a share based on, you know, a $3 entry breakout entry. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. 3% pop. Quick pullback. Could be a little test. Nice 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback. It's one of my favorite kind of entries. Just not really feeling it, I guess you can say. I know that's like a lame thing to say, but that's how I feel about VSTM. Could be phenomenal though. I could be missing a really big move. Big volume here, really, really nice. They had some news on Friday to cut 40% of costs on a new strategy focus. Will raise 100 million via share sale. Cutting costs is good. Share sale isn't that good. You know, it's like a lot of mixed news. Well, I'm not fully sold on any setups. Are you guys in any setups that are really making you excited? If TTNXP or TTNP, sorry about that, pulls back a little harder, a little quicker, I might want to get aggressive, but at the moment, I don't know. It's not super exciting. I'm happy we were able to score at least one trade. NCNA. So much on our scanners. Oh wow, this one's just ripping in all sorts of directions, huh? Pretty interesting little pop here. Big moves, for sure. I think was it halted? Pause to do volatility, 10-minute halt. That's quite aggressive. This thing should be unhalted at any moment. Really light volume on it, very light volume. IBIO dipping again. Yeah, IBIO I'd be very careful with. Could be a good trade around $2 or maybe 197 or something if it holds, or the selling pressure is not that strong. IFRX. I remember this was on our watch list last week. Had a nasty gap down. Yeah, that's true. Wow, IFRX, guys. This is the one that around 10 o'clock, this is what I was looking for. I was looking for a stock around 10 o'clock that was holding its high as well. IFRX, I absolutely missed though. I gotta admit, yeah, just totally snoozed through this one. 39% move. Actually looks much more than 39%, but it wasn't really moving much in this area. So that's why. So this is what it would have looked like if we were about to trade it. Interesting stuff here. So break above 4.5 is quite interesting. And then that break at 4.6 and 4.7 would have been the time to get aggressive. Look at that volume just absolutely pulling up. That's crazy. Good find. Good find for sure. $5 looks like it's acting as big time support. 4.75 could be really big support as well because it was a former breakout area. TTNP still pulling back. This one has been pulling back really aggressively. TNXP breaking out. And the sharks are a little slow right now. Come on, come on, come on. These are good moments. 0.363. TTNP, guys. This one's just constantly pulling up. This one looks really, really good. IFRX had a fast dip here. If this one didn't pull up all the way, another pullback could be a great entry on this one, but that bounce was way too quick and we missed it. I would have wanted to get in around the 75, but it went down to 89. So we missed that one. Quick little 5%. Not really seeing the breakouts I was looking for today. So kind of missing that. TNXP is breaking out pretty nicely though. I don't know. There's a few breakouts, but today was really more of a pullback day. So I'm happy I didn't get too aggressive. I think overall we made some okay decisions. Just gonna give it a little bit longer. IBIO dip happening. Looks like IFRX might be the bouncing right now as well. Oh yeah, IBIO. This is getting dangerous. You. Looks like my alert on IBIO might go off any moment as well. I have an alert at 29. A lot of selling pressure kind of piling on this one. Most of the volume today on IBIO is red. TNXP, that breakout is very weak. IFRX pulling back, looks like maybe one more time here. I wouldn't buy IFRX till it hit maybe 47, 4.75 I meant. TTNP, I've been looking for dips on this one the whole time, but none of them were really that strong. Wouldn't probably buy it until it was about 35. IBIO pulling back a little bit more. There's actually a lot of picks that are looking kind of attractive. The spread is really healthy on IBIO. That's a really good sign. 2.2 getting potentially chipped away right here. 1,000. It's a big amount of buyers. Huge amount of buyers at 20. Big support area as well, the 2.2. Everything's pulling back right now. TTN still pulling back, huge, very aggressive. %4 bounce so far. I think I missed the TTN P bounce. I wanted to buy it at 35. Dip below 35. I didn't get aggressive because I was kind of distracted. I think it's bouncing now. Should have been a little bit more aggressive on it. I had so many alerts go off in the same moment. A little confusing. I should have probably just picked one at that point. IFRX pulls back to 84. Not too bad. CPHI, I was really waiting for a bigger crack to the downside. Nice little move here. CPIH looks really good. Good stuff on it. At least we got one trade out of CPHI. What setup am I using? Chris is asking. Check out the FAQ below. I have all the descriptions to everything I'm using and doing, but this is TD Ameritrade ThinkorSwim platform. A lot of dips here, a lot of bounces. Not really seeing the lows that I wanted to see. TTNP still, that was a weak bounce. This might just keep pulling back here. I'm gonna watch it a little bit longer. I think though we probably missed the bounce that I was waiting for. Markets are all back up. Markets are looking much healthier. They're all above 1% now. Wasn't like that not too long ago. CPHI looked pretty good with that breakout. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of wish I got a bit more aggressive on it, but I never really felt like it was a great time to get super aggressive on it. Big volume, kind of always leading up to these breakout areas. This one was a little shaky, but this one's really nice as well. I think we got a super chat in. I don't actually know who sent it. Let me figure out who sent that super chat. I definitely want to congratulate, or not congratulate, but I appreciate it. Thanks a lot for that. I don't see a star yet. I'm refreshing my page. CPHI pulling back again. Ay, guys, it's been just such a rough trading session. AIM big dip. Oh yeah, nice healthy little dip. Maybe 1.5 could be a good entry on this one. Really light volume on it today. Just gonna give it a little bit longer. I'm not kind of surprised we're still trading, to be honest, but you know, things are looking a little interesting here, and we haven't really seen that perfect setup yet, so I haven't got aggressive. I don't know. Maybe we're not going to do another trade today. I think TTNP would have been the ticket at 34. That's where I wanted to trade it. I would have took profits pretty quickly. I don't know. It's tough to say what would have happened on this trade. Maybe I would have got shaken out here at the low and just broke even, or we could have maybe made 4% profit. Either way, it wasn't really that great of an opportunity. So missed that one. John's asking anything worth holding overnight. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. Well, I don't hold anything overnight in this account. But for lead gap breakouts, check out like the video I did on Thursday. I talk about potential stocks I hold overnight. The recap video. Robinhood has been down about an hour. I have no idea. A lot of exchanges have been having really bad everything, honestly. So it's not just Robinhood. It was Webull on Friday and Thursday as well. It was on TOS. ThinkorSwim was having huge issues. Everything was having issues. There was just so much volatility. AIM is pulling back below 1.7. Now it's at 69.16, 1.69, 1.67. It's dropping fast. Yeah, John, definitely watch that video. I talked about what I look for to hold overnight. Definitely those critical support and resistance areas, pullbacks, lead gappers, things with volume, and I don't like holding more than 1 to 3 days. Robinhood is down. Interesting, very mixed, mixed environment. TTNP looks like it's going to have another pullback. This pullback TTNP had was really, really aggressive. Looks like might crack again. Yeah, I really hope Tuesday all these exchanges and all these brokers get a little bit more clear. I don't know if it's just purely a volume issue, but it's been absolutely insane how backed up all the exchanges are. My orders aren't showing on the screen, which is really unusual. Big spread on TTNP, which makes it a little harder to trade, but let's see here. Potential setups coming in left and right. Big support at 0.32, I would say. Whew, Chris, that's intense. IBIO is actually looking pretty tasty around this $2 area. Same with TTNP around 0.32, but again, just did not dip as hard as I was waiting for and actually bounced quite nicely. I don't even know if we're going to get this dip. That was a really quick, short-lived thing here. Create alert below. Huge buyers on CPHI. I think we missed the TTNP dip. IBIO finally pulling back here. This could be pretty aggressive. Let's see what happens. This dip under $2 should be pretty fast. Big sell volume already. $1.9 getting chipped away. Could be a big bounce though. Big volume here at 97. Could be a premature bounce though. I don't know about IBIO. I don't know if I'm going to trade it. I think 1.5 is tremendous support. I don't see it going down to 1.5. I don't know if any entry before them would be a bit premature. I think low 80s could be a good entry. It really depends. I would like to watch the order book a little bit more and see if we see it flip. Yep, all the Corona stocks are slowly starting to pull back. I thought they were going to pull back on Wednesday last week. I'm even surprised they ran until Monday. This could be the dip right here. I don't know. I'm definitely not going to just randomly buy this one. I would really want to see a bit more fade happening. Although this could be the big bounce. I wouldn't say the momentum really shifted though, but 14% pullback is really aggressive. Especially after breaking 2. You typically see a bit more of a initial pullback first. TTNP pulling back. You know what? I think that one really kind of got me all messed up inside. I don't know if I'm going to be trading it. Looks like the reversal happened here. Boom. I missed it. That was a tough one to crack. I don't know. I think it might even keep pulling back. 8% bounce. I'd already be taking my profits in all honesty. IBIO is getting really, or not, TTNP is getting really tough to trade as well. Just choppy. IBIO would have been with a trade. I usually love those, whole dollar cracks and then getting aggressive when the momentum slows down. And you probably could have argued that this candle would have been the ticket. 9% bounce would have been really, really nice. I didn't really feel it though, whatever that means. I think IBIO might just keep selling off today until it reaches maybe $1, 1.5. I don't think this is the dip that ends it all. I think this is just the first big dip. It's also a little bit past my trading time, which makes me really not want to trade. If I saw an absolute mind-blowingly good opportunity, I would probably jump in. But IBIO, I don't know. I could have easily seen that go to 175 and then getting stopped out and taking a loss in the day. And I think that loss would have made me way more upset than this potential, 10% profit, which I'm not saying is a small profit, but, you know, I would have broke a lot of rules for a profit that, you know, had a lot of risk. So I didn't trade it. But yeah, you know, in hindsight, you're just like, wow, you know, I could be up 13% right now. IBIO is looking pretty healthy in this bounce so far. If this crash happened like at 9:40, when I was really ready to get aggressive on anything that, you know, is doing, you know, these kind of healthy pullbacks or something like that, I would have jumped on IBIO without a question. But this time of day, you know, I'm just kind of a little bit more pause off because I make a lot of mistakes this time of the day just because it's a little bit later. I've been online for quite some time, and I don't regret that I missed this trade. Although the bounce is pretty nice. It's a really nice bounce here. And this could really continue. We might even see this thing pull back to 2.4, getting close to VWAP or something like that. I don't really see it breaking past 2.5, but maybe it will. I could see this thing going to 2.37 or something like that. Really nice bounce, whoever got that bounce. I totally missed it, but nice bounce. Oh, I see, Subaru, IBIO, or Supru, IBIO 1.92, phenomenal entry. Really, really nice entry on that one. It's about as good as it gets. You got out too early, but whatever. DIMI. I definitely found a bottom. Looks like it's building up some momentum here. A lot of buyers, really impressive. Yeah, this thing could really, really dip in the right direction. I mean, rally. TTNP. I was waiting for a pullback entry on TTNP for so long, but at no time was it really super clean. This one's just so choppy. I think that the dip might be turning around though now as it pulled back again, held its highs pretty well. Yeah, this one could be pulling back to the upside, formed a little bit of base, might be a little bit of a rounded bottom here. This could be good, but I don't see, you know, a mind-blowingly good trade. So I won't be trading it. CPHI, just so choppy and I don't know, not really what you want to be seeing. IBIO pulling back a little bit already. During the recap video, I'm really interested to see how IBIO looks. Is it going to be over 2.5? Is it going to be at 1.5? What's it going to be doing? I have no idea, but I'm going to love to check it out. All right, guys, I think that wraps up trading for me. I'm already, you know, I was basically done at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I just kind of kept going. I wanted to watch the markets a little bit. It's Monday, got to get a feel for it again. So that's kind of why I went a little bit longer. But after 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I was 100% really not feeling like I wanted to trade anymore. So all good stuff there. We got one trade today, made a little bit, maybe a little bit north of 5% on that one, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about it. It's nice to snag at least one good one. So I think I'm going to wrap up there for me in this stream. It was really good fun having all you guys in the chat room. Really active. Again, I missed who sent the $7 super chat. I'm scrolling up in the chat and I can't find it. So I definitely appreciate that. Don't think I don't appreciate it. Actually, let me just go here, see if I can figure this out here. And yeah, I think that's everything for me. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to just, you know, leave them in the comments below or email me at alex@enzo.com. Check out the FAQs. There's tons of information there as well. And I will then see you guys tomorrow. And I'll see you guys this evening for a little bit of a recap for today. So till then, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Till next time. Ciao, ciao. Ooh, IBIO.